Hi, welcome to Seer and Higher Self, the decree. So, decree is an energetic severance. You're not asking permission. You are not waiting later. The severance happens in the now, and it is severing energetic cords. And so, why would you need to remove energetic cords? Because they're draining, because they agitate the nervous system, because you're constantly in a state of fight or flight or collapse, in exhaustion, and you're doing lots of work and you've done lots of things and you are trying to feel a shift in your life. And so an energetic decree might help. It will help. I've seen it help myself and I've seen it help many people. And so we're going to prepare our space. So this is part 3 of the decree. And all the parts, I'm doing them separately in a series because it's very important to go step by step. Because everything that you're doing is actually already energetically clearing. And so we want to get out of the muck. We want to get out of the redos and the looping and the repetition karma or the repetition in relationships or the repetition with work or the repetition with our finances. We want to find out what the interference is and then clear the interference. Okay? That's the goal. So it's really important to clear your space, especially the corners in your space, and then doorways and windows. 3D is all about energetic interference. 3D is created, it's called the material plane because it is here to agitate your nervous system to keep you in a very low vibration. And so it's 3D as the material plane is here to keep you in fear, in loss, in shame, in sadness, in grief, in anxiety, right? Fear, anxiety. It's here to keep you at a very low vibration. And then once you start increasing in your vibration, right? So many of us are awakening, right? We're 4D, 5D, and we're anchoring in 5D, and then we're wanting to stabilize and stay into 5D. But then the 3D body, it's not the body that is agitating us, it's the 3D material plane that is agitating the body, but it isn't the body. Because the body tells the truth and the body lets us know what is agitating our system. So we've already named our space. So when you name your space, you just every day claim your space in source's name. So say the name of your space and then say this name is sealed in source's name. And then every day, so you're affirming that, and then all else is refused entry. So you're not asking politely. You're not yelling. You're stating. All else that is not source is refused entry. And then notice if your sleep improves, especially between 1 and 3, because 1 and 3, the material plane really loves that time. That creates us when we have a lot of nightmares or night terrors or sleep paralysis, right? So that's really like high time for the material plane. So every day, to get a hang of it, we're going to do this every day. You're going to get some sea salt. So this one is just a local sea salt on the island. So fine sea salt. And you just need a tiny, tiny bit, like a teeny pinch. And you're going to put that tiny bit of salt in all 4 corners of your room. a little bit on the threshold of any windows and doors. Salt is a purifier, and the material plane gets very agitated with sea salt. It's like a protection. And the other thing the material plane does not like is the scent of essential oils or flowers on plants, and certain plants are more powerful than others. So you can put a little bit of, it can be any brand, but this is a bit of rosemary. You can also use tea tree. I was using lavender and it is too soft. So it has to be something with a stronger scent. Peppermint is also excellent. And so you just put that, and you can even put it in a little spritz bottle and then just spritz the corners. So just a little tiny bit of salt, because all the energy gathers in the corners, and wherever the energy gathers, it goes into a lower density, and then that's where the 3D material plane thrives. They thrive where the energy is stuck. And they're like energetic systems. So I like to think of them as like chords, or but it is a system really. And the system is really set up for you to stay in a low vibration. So very low, like we're talking shame, guilt, and fear are the favorites. So, and you're supposed to stay in that state all the time and then maybe you might have a moment of not feeling fear, but then very quickly something happens up in your mind or something, and then you're going back into fear. So you're going to do that daily. So, and every corner, you're going to take a bit of salt and your essential oil. And then as soon as you sprinkle it, you're going to say, I claim this corner in Source's name. So, and that is for every corner. So 4 corners of the room. And then the door and the window. And then just notice how your body feels and notice how your sleep is. Sometimes it ramps up first, but stay consistent and do it every day. Because we want the interference of 3D, we want to kind of blast it open. We don't want to stay in that low vibration, and we want to remove interference. Okay, so that is the decree. And that is preparing your space. And that's part 3 of the decree.